Today we're going to go over finding the x and the y-intercept when we have an equation. To do that, we're going to start off where we left off last time, when we found the x and the y-intercept. In what you have in front of you, we can see the answers from last time. I want to go over the x-intercept. When you look at the x-intercept, we want to look for things they have in common. This x-intercept, if we say where is it is at -2, 0. And for problem number 2, if you look for the x-intercept and ask where is it, it's at -1, 0. So what they have in common, is that their y value is 0. And the reason their y value is 0 is because when you're looking for the x-intercept, you're on the x-axis. And every point on the x-axis is 0. So the characteristics that all x-intercepts have in common is that their y value is 0. When we look at the y-intercept, we had 0, 2, and for problem number 2, we had 0, -2. The characteristics that our y-intercepts have in common is that their x value is 0. And the reason for this is because they are always on the y-intercept and on the y-axis. And on the y-axis, every single point on the y-axis has an x value of 0 because you go 0 right left to be on the y-axis. So the characteristic we're looking for is that the x-intercept always has a y value of 0 and the y-intercept always has an x value of 0. It's always the opposite. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept for the graph of the equation 2x plus 3y equals -12. Now, if we were to make a table and we were to do the algebra, we could find the ordered pairs the way that we did when we were graphing off of a table. For this, we're not doing that. We're just going to find the intercepts. We do that by using the knowledge that we just figured out. To find the x-intercept, I would write the equation. And then we have just determined that when you are looking for your x-intercept, the y value is 0. So I will plug in to this equation and make the y value 0. And then we solve the equation. You solve an equation by first simplifying. On the left side, we can do 3 times 0 is 0, so we do it. We copy down everything on the left, and we copy down everything on the right the way we saw it. Please do not take shortcuts. Do one thing at a time, write down your work. It does make these problems get easier. But the left side is still not simplified because we can do 2x plus 0. 2x plus 0 is 2x. Copy down everything we did not use, equals -12. Now you have an equation. To solve the equation, you find the variable, it's an x. Look at what is happening to the x, it's multiplying by 2. So we'll do the inverse of that. We will divide by 2. And whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. On the left, you have your x, and on the right, -12 divided by 2 is -6. So the x-intercept is -6. To find the y-intercept, we do the same exact thing. We write the equation, 2x plus 3y equals -12. But to find your y-intercept, like all of our y-intercepts, it has an x value of 0. So we will plug into this equation with an x value of 0. And then we'll solve the equation. You solve the equation by first simplifying. 2 times 0 is 0. Copy down everything else you did not use exactly the way you see it. We're not done simplifying. 0 plus 3y is 3y. And copy down everything you did not use, so equals -12. Now that we're done simplifying, we can actually solve. You find the variable, it's a y. What is happening to the y? It is multiplying by 3. We'll do the inverse of multiplying by 3, we will divide by 3. You divide by 3 on the left, and whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So you do divided by 3. On the left side of the equal sign, you have 3 divided by 3 is 1. That activates the identity property. You have a y. On the right side, -12 divided by 3 is -4. So you plug in the opposite value to find your x or y intercept, and then you plug in and you solve the equation.